If the snow really had stopped by the time of the murder, it'd mean there's a bigger whole inner story than the movie The Great Revelations. I don't want to believe it, but I don't think my logic is failing me. Iris is trying to pin the murder on Maya. But why would she want to do that? There's only one reason I can think of. Everyone, I will be right back. When I come back, we're gonna come closer and closer to solving this case once and for all. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Alright, let's continue. I am going to solve this. I'm not buying it. Objection, Your Honor. You claim that the snow had already stopped when the murder occurred. Correct? But I'm sorry, Iris. That just isn't possible. This is the weather data from the night of the murder. According to this, the snow didn't stop till 10 p.m. 10:50 p.m. But you couldn't have crossed Dusky Bridge at that time. Because 5 minutes before the snow stopped, Dusky Bridge was struck by lightning and it already caught on fire. Bingo. Looks like you still haven't figured it out. No matter how hard you try to deceive or conceal the truth, you can't pull the wool over the eyes of a real defense attorney! The bridge was already on fire when the incident took place. That's right, the inner temple was already totally cut off from the outside world. There's no way you could have crossed that bridge, body or no body. Godot, do not try my patience. Azoth, if you're still here, this is really going to get good. Two facts that can't be disputed. First, the body of Elise was discovered in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. And second, the head nun, Sister Bikini, witnessed Iris desecrating Elise's body. Damn it! He makes a good point on both accounts. Oh, we'll see about that. Objection, Your Honor. You have stood at that witness stand and testified this entire time. Are you telling us now that your memory of that night is hazy? What is it? Yes, I'm aware of that, Godot. I know there must be some other way she got across that burnt-out bridge. And unless I can somehow demonstrate it, we'll never know the truth! Will this be your final testimony? That's garbage. No. A misunderstanding? I think not. Unless I do something to discredit this testimony, it's gonna be deemed as the truth. And Maya will be accused of murder! Gladly, Your Honor. Yes, but if the snow had already stopped when the incident took place... Yes, I know that. You seem to be quite sure of yourself when you gave your testimony. You said you were sure the snow had already stopped. Does she really think an apology is gonna get her off the hook? This is no joke. You're giving sworn testimony in a court of law. That's not relevant to the case, Iris.
Objection!
Well, I don't see why there couldn't be a way across. Actually, yes. And you better shut the hell up, Godot. How do you transport a body across a burning bridge? I mean, if I don't know the exact answer yet, it's fine. I'll start by examining all my evidence and see where that takes me. I've got to be like a shark. If I don't keep moving, I'm as good as dead. This is... Oh, yes there is. Objection, Your Honor. A dead body flying over a burning bridge. I wouldn't exactly rule out the possibility. I don't know about that. In any case, we have a witness who did see it happen. Don't choke on your coffee there, Godot. I can't chicken out here. I've got to keep it on the attack and go, go, go. Remember what he said in his testimony. That night he was at the Mountain Shack Heavenly Hall. And that's when he witnessed the event. I think you've all seen this sketch before. It's an exact drawing of what he witnessed that night. That's exactly what I'm saying. Oh, I'm quite sure it does, and I'm gonna prove it. Do you have a problem with that, Godot? Wait a minute. That's an excellent point. In fact, that's an excellent idea, Godot. Let's take a look at this thing upside down. Unfortunately, I can't rotate it, but... Ah! Interesting. Very interesting. Something is obviously funny about this sketch. Already stated over and over that this sketch was exactly as he saw it. However, if we're to believe his testimony, then the sketch contradicts reality as we know it. You really want to go that way. Sure you want to go that way, Godot? Fine. Right here. Let's It's the wire connecting to the bridge. Mm-hmm. It is indeed. Really want to go that way, Godot? Fine. Alright. I'll play along. Yes. Now compare the sketch and the photo for a minute. In this sketch, the wires appear to be above the guard wires. But on the actual Dusky Bridge, the wires are below the guard wires! No. With someone like Maurice, I admit a mistake is a definite possibility. But then that begs the question. Why did he make a mistake? What was the reason? Listen, think back, alright? Remember what Maurice was doing when he witnessed this event. He was at Heavenly Hall looking for a lover that was never gonna come. He waited and waited, and finally he laid down. But then, lightning shoots from the sky and sets the bridge aflame. Now ponder what sort of position Maurice must have been in at that time. He was laying on his back, which is why he remembered the scene the way he did. But it does, Your Honor. This is the reason why the wires in the sketch go up instead of down. Maurice witnessed the event while he was lying on his back face up. In other words, the scene that he saw was actually upside down! I think you finally get it, Your Honor. The correct way to view Maurice Dunham's sketch is actually like this. This is how it should actually look. The victim's body wasn't flying above the bridge. It was actually swinging below. That's right, just like a pendulum. The bridge was burning to a crisp. There was no way to get across it. But if the body had been found at the inner temple, it would have caused problems. This is where the criminal decided to take a gamble. They used the burning bridge to get the body across to the other side. And a pendulum was the only way to get it done. Yes, that sounds right. Objection, Your Honor. The lightning strike that night can only have been an accident. So it doesn't make sense that the culprit would have prepared the rope beforehand. So then, they didn't have to get the rope ready. The rope was already right in front of them. I'm saying that it was just a matter of using what was already there. Gladly, Your Honor. If you want to know where the rope came from, it's hanging right below and right there in front of your glorious beard. Bingo! When the lightning struck the bridge, it set it on fire. One of the suspension wires came loose from its anchor. The criminal didn't have time to waste. So they tied the wire around Elise's body. Because there was simply no other way to move the body. Oh, you better believe it. Do I actually have any evidence that the body was swung over like a pendulum? You better believe it. Right here. Before I present my evidence, let me review what we know so far. According to this photo, one of the wires snapped. Looking at the map, we can see it's the one that was in front of the inner temple. Yes, precisely. Now let us consider the body's movement by looking at the overhead map again. If the body was pushed from this point here, it would drop on the opposite bank at approximately this point. Well, they must have failed to catch the body on the other bank. Because I have evidence that suggests her body dropped some distance. Take a look at this autopsy report. It says here that her body fell about 10 feet after her death. That's most likely the height difference between the two sides. The body overswung due to forward momentum, but then came loose and fell about 10 feet. And then, as a result of the landing impact, this crystal sphere was knocked loose. Yes, this blood-stained amethyst crystal. It's the one that came off of Miss Elise's staff. And even more important, it's the place where this crystal sphere was found. Bingo! Precisely, Your Honor. That very spot where the pendulum would arrive if given the right amount of speed. What would that be? What? Are we dealing with a trial or talking about coffee right now? I have no time to deal with your garbage, Godot. Please elaborate. That's a good point. Ah, yes. The body could not have made it to Hazakura Temple without an accomplice. Heh. It can only be you, Sister Iris. I don't see why you're so surprised. The only way to transport the body from Dusky Bridge is by snowmobile. But with her bad back, Sister Bikini could never pick up a body like that. You're the only one that could have managed it. Yes, I was, Godot, quite clearly as well. sure about that, Godot? I haven't forgotten, but have you, Godot? This witness was also seen at Hazakura Temple, desecrating the corpse of the victim. Exactly. Which, actually, yes. The defendant was actually in two different places at the same time. Sister Iris, let me ask you something. Why didn't you mention it when you first gave your testimony? The pendulum, of course. Using this sketch drawn by an eyewitness, I have established how the body was moved using the burnt-out bridge. Which means it's now a fact that this occurred, something you should have already known. But the body couldn't have been passed along to the other side without your help. So you should have known about it. In fact, it would have been impossible for you to be clueless about this whole thing. Unless you're not really Iris to begin with. Oh, yes. And the truth begins to finally come out. Everyone, I'll be back shortly. It's gonna be about 5 minutes. Alright, I'm back. Now, before I continue, one thing I should mention. Before I started the live stream of the third and final game of the trilogy, I actually mentioned something important. I actually mentioned that this game features one of the most evil characters in all of gaming. Well, in a little bit, you're gonna find out exactly who that character is. In fact, you might not even have to wait that long. Oh, yes.
Objection!
There's no one besides Iris that could have received the corpse that night. Now I get it. Now I see. Now I know why I've been sick to my stomach this whole trial. Why her whole demeanor changed so suddenly from yesterday. And why she's trying to pin the murder on Maya. The woman that's standing there at the witness stand, her real name is... Oh yes, here we go.
Take that!
I never thought I'd have to utter your name again, let alone see you. It's been a long time, Dahlia Hawthorne! Sister Iris had a twin sister. And you're looking at her, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Yup. Mia Fey and Miles Edgeworth's very first case. Now, one thing I should mention. During that very case, which was actually it actually featured an escaped prisoner, Dahlia actually made the escaped prisoner commit suicide on the stand. And no, I am not joking. That's true, Your Honor. Exactly. Godot. So what? Death has no meaning in this courtroom! Oh, yes. Objection, Your Honor. You of all people should already understand. After all, the blood of the master of the Korean channeling technique flows within that body. That's right. You're not Dahlia Hawthorne herself. You're the spirit of Dahlia, currently inhabiting the body of a spirit medium. Oh, yes. And that's exactly what happened, Godot. Try to prove it with some evidence if you can. Well, if you're gonna put things that way, then yes. Objection, Your Honor. Naturally, it was no coincidence. The whole thing was part of a plan from the very beginning. It's all written here in these instructions. These instructions were written by your mother, Morgan Fay. And part of the plan called for Dahlia Hawthorne to be channeled. That night, there were 2 irises at Hazakura Temple. Even the time of the channeling was planned out. As soon as you hear the light out bell, in other words, 10 p.m. However, Iris was seen before dinner time. Exactly. And the Iris you gave me at this hood in the main hall was also the real Iris. Meaning that the Iris Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple was someone else dressed as her. Namely, one Dahlia Hawthorne. Sure about that, Godot? That might be the real Iris's body, but it's not her spirit. Fine, explain it then, Godot. Prove me wrong, if you can. That's right. Yes, I am. I'm quite with you there, Godot. I know that. Something still seems off. Way off. I'm still not convinced that the Iris here is the same one from the other night. Iris doesn't have the spiritual power needed to channel Dahlia. Which means they must have switched places somewhere. Oh, yes. And I know exactly what it is. Your Honor, I think there might have been at least one chance. Yesterday, for a few minutes, Iris's whereabouts were unknown. What I mean is, there was a span of time in which Iris was able to move about freely, unsupervised. I'm sorry. I know you didn't mean to. It wasn't your fault. Person who gave Iris the chance to freely move about was Doesn't victory feel good, everyone? Though we're not done yet. Miles Edgeworth. Your Honor, there was a fairly large earthquake yesterday, was there not? We went to the inner temple right away. And it's true, Iris was already there. However, they had already switched places by that point in time. When I arrived at the training hall, I was met by none other than Dahlia Hawthorne. Yup, it's her. Oh, yes. I knew it. It's her. I would not go there, Godot. I would not even ask. Dahlia Hawthorne. I never thought we'd meet again, and I never thought we'd meet like this. But this time, I'll end it! For her mad for myself. We are not finished yet. I am finishing this tonight. I don't care if I have to pull an all-nighter. This case is going to be finished tonight. Even if it's the last thing I do. Now, don't forget what she mentioned earlier. She actually mentioned there was a special motive that she had to actually put the blame on Maya. And I know exactly what it was. I'm not gonna mention what it was, but you're gonna find out. Morgan Fay's daughter happens to be this little angel right here, Pearl Fay. That's true. The idea was for Dahlia to kill Maya and then have the blame pinned on Iris. Now, the question is, why? Azoth, are you still here? You're probably wondering, what is the real reason? Why would Morgan Fay actually want Maya dead? Judging by what you've read so far, I think you could